Take refuge in the Buddha, in the Dharma, and the Sangha. Byron Katie is one of my spiritual heroes right now. And she has a very lovely teaching, which is applicable to our election situation, applicable to all of our lives. And the nice teaching, my way of putting it is, there are things that we have no control over at all. I am not responsible for the weather, for the asteroids, for the sun's flares, for mountains rising, for earthquakes. That's out of my control. I don't know how much control it has, but that's the way it is. Secondly, there are lots of other people around whom I would love to order their lives, and I would love to help them be free from suffering by manipulating, arranging, teaching, doing something. But I can't. Much as I love my my spouse, I can't change her or my kids. So when you can't do something about it, what's the point of trying to rail at the rain? What's the point of trying to rail at other people for being themselves? But what we can do something about, what we can is right here, looking directly at the nature of this mind, looking directly at watching things unfold right here, right here, right here. I'm not sure that we actually have control, and yet at the same time we clearly have choice. So if my attention is on making the place that I may have some control choice clear, present, with integrity, with honesty, and I put my whole energy in this intimate life, that has an effect. My energy is out trying to shape everybody else up and control everybody else, and is not about my own integrity. I'm missing something essential. So there's a cliche about the power of one. And the cliche is, or at least the truth of that is, that this person, right where you sit, stand, walk, drive, right there is one being that can change the world, the galaxy, the universe. And we do that by having complete integrity of body-mind, not believing our thoughts, but seeing that that which is the source of thought and the source of the body and the source of choice is also the source of the universe we live in. And when we see that clearly, then we can actually move mountains. Now, the ego gets in there and says, well, I want to change things the way I want them to be, which is not this particular teaching. It's not about, okay, my ego has a great idea, everybody should be generous and kind and give all their money to everybody who needs money, and so that we are all, nobody has want. That's just a head idea. But the deeper truth is I can shape the universe. I can allow the universe to shape me. I can shape the universe so that it is completely, fully operating smoothly, with integrity, with loving kindness, with presence. I can shape the universe, my universe, from one that is filled with war and distress and anxiety and fear, into a place of harmony, integrity. And that shift is an earth-shaking shift. And to transform our world from a place fraught with destruction into a place that everything is in its right place. Everything is doing exactly what it needs to do, all by itself. That's a pretty big shift. It cannot happen with the ordinary mind, though. This is not an intellectual thing. This is not a good idea. It has to happen because we have clarified the mind and we've seen below thought, down into the source of silence, source of movement, source of thought. And at that level, that transformation can take place. And that's my version of what we're trying to do here on the spiritual path, is to really transform the world by making an earth-shattering shift in our own view. A place that is filled with pain and suffering to a heavenly realm without moving.